1, 2. Can't nobody out here do it like me. Ain't nobody out here winning like me. Can't nobody out here do it like me. Just like me, like me. Can't nobody out here do it like me. Ain't nobody out here winning like me. Can't nobody out here do it like me. Just like me, like me.
What's up, guys? Good evening and welcome into a very special edition of Aces Wild here right on the Undefeated Sports Network. As always, I am your host, Andrew Tarbill. To my left is our guy, Angelo Ace Camacho, and he is pretty wild. So we're going to talk all things Bears and the 2024 upcoming NFL schedule tonight with you guys. It should be a fun show. Lots to talk about. Really excited to see what this Bears team can do in 2024 with Caleb Williams at the helm. But before we get into that, Ace, how we doing, brother? It's been a while since we've got to grace the airwaves together. So
the dynamic duo is back. Is that what I'm hearing right now?
That's what you're hearing right now.
The equivalent of Caleb Williams to Roma Dunze, but on the USN. Is that what I'm hearing? They're back.
That's exactly what.
Oh God,
that is exactly what you're hearing.
I can't wait to get into this show, baby. It's gonna be a good time. But now, last year, you and I did a show when the schedule came out.
And we said the Bears were going to win 12 games.
Hey, hold on. A prediction show. Let's just run it back for the people in case they missed our predictions. 12-5 for me. Oh, wow. I got way over there crazy.
Okay. So here's the thing. A lot of people have the Bears at 7 to 9 wins this season, right? Yep. So I said before we even started this in the pre-show that I was thinking about 10 wins. So I'm 1 win over that. You're 2 wins over. I think 10's a very achievable number with this schedule.
So the way you look at the NFL, right, is everybody's pretty close except for maybe 1 or 2 teams are like the Chiefs and the Eagles, right?
Any given Sunday, my friend.
Right, any given Sunday. I don't think it's crazy to think 12-5, 11-6, especially if you look at, like you said, last year they lost 8 games by 1 score or less.
Yeah. So we have to own up to it. We have to own up to it, right? Ultimately, guys, we were wrong. It doesn't happen very often. We've been right about a lot of things here on the
to be fair, Tarbill, you guessed 10 wins. They lost 3 wins last season in historic fashion that they should have won. So I'm going to give you the W on that. Now,
fair enough.
12, was I drinking a little Kool-Aid? Do I get my hopes up sometimes? And I'm ultimately let down most of the time. But
yes,
I think this year is going to be a little different. I think my predictions are going to be more fair, unbiased, less meatheadish. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? No,
let's get into it before you start saying all that, because ultimately it's easy to say you're going to be a little less meatheadish and a little more well-rounded with your picks, but then you're going to get into the schedule and you're going to have them at 12 wins, Ace. I know you are.
I'm frozen on my camera right now, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, at least it's a nice picture of me. I'm over here cheesing hard.
Yes. Way to go, Xfinity. Shout out Comcast Internet for the win. But before we get into it, guys, obviously the Bears made some huge moves here in the offseason and the draft. Obviously, Caleb Williams being taken number 1 overall was something that we knew was going to be a thing. We were still happy to see it here at the Undefeated Sports Network, because if anyone could screw it up, it would be the Bears. And I surely thought they were going to go out and shock the world and draft Drake May or something stupid, or, take a tight end with the number 1 pick, or, something dumb. Be like the Raiders and take tight ends back-to-back years in the first round. But this is a Chicago sports show, so we're going to talk about the Chicago Bears. And the Chicago Bears have...
I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty disappointed right now that my camera isn't working. Almost so disappointed that I want to stop this show, start it again, and get my camera working.
Well, you drop off for a second if you need to drop off for a second, Ace. And
You got this? You got this.
It. Yep.
Okay. I'll be right back, Tarbill.
All right. So, obviously, the addition of Roma Dunze to this offense, as well as Caleb Williams, is going to speak volumes for what the Chicago Bears are able to do in 2024. Looking at the duo that Roma Dunze and Caleb Williams will be, along with the acquisition of key players like DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen, Everett as well at the tight end. I think we've upgraded the offense across the board. A lot of people are still questioning the offensive line, if the offensive line will be able to hold up through the stretch, but Ryan Poles did a really good job of going out and getting depth piece guys who will serve as competent backups in the event that some of our main starters on the offensive line go down. I think that this is probably going to be the most exciting offense that the Bears have had since we saw Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall together with Jay Cutler at the helm. And you've really got a guy in Caleb Williams who has the deep ball ability, probably a more accurate deep ball than Jay Cutler had, and someone who's still able to get out, use his legs, not be afraid to be dynamic. So it will be really interesting to see what the Bears do. I'm excited, guys. The Bears have the first preseason game of the year. Obviously, we probably won't see a lot of action from Caleb Williams in that, but the first time us as Bears fans see Caleb Williams throw a 30-plus yard dart down the field to Roma Dunze, everybody's eyes are going to light up. It doesn't matter if it's in preseason. It doesn't matter if it's in practice. I got excited watching him in rookie minicamp, just being able to hit consistently at that 35-plus range and dropping the ball with precise accuracy, something that obviously Bears quarterbacks have struggled with. When Mitch was here, it was always questionable when the ball went over 20, 25 yards. Justin Fields had a long ball, but he was not able to progress the field at the rate that he should have, and oftentimes missed those wide open shots. So Caleb Williams is a guy who will be able to go through his progressions, make the reads necessary to get to his second or third guy. And when you look at this offense, the offense as it stands now with competent starters at each of the wide receivers positions, you can't double team everybody, right? So somebody's going to be open. And you look at Roma Dunze and his speed and his ability to get open downfield. You look at DJ Moore, who obviously had a tremendous season last year with Justin Fields as his quarterback. And now you've got Keenan Allen, a guy who had over 1,300 yards last season, missed 3 or 4 games. And, you know, Keenan Allen's a big-bodied guy. He's not a world beater with speed, but he's a guy that'll go out there and get you the conversion around across the middle, running those shallow cross routes and stuff like that for anywhere from 10 to 20 yards a pop. And I think that's significant when you look at what this offense is going to be able to do. Shane Waldron has been known for taking quarterbacks to the next level. Obviously, he did that to great success in Seattle with Geno Smith. And, I mean, a lot of people say that it was attributed to Dave Canales being there as well, who's now moved on to Tampa. But I think it'll be interesting to see what Shane Waldron can do with this offensive, really all of the offensive weapons that the Bears have. I'm excited about DeAndre Swift. He was a guy for fantasy football purposes that I tracked a lot last year and was really reliable out of the backfield, both with his hands and the ability to run the ball. So the dynamic ability that you have in Swift, along with, you know, your 3 wide receivers who really could be number ones on any team that they played for, I think it's going to be very interesting to see what this team can put together. And I do fully expect the Bears to come out and have a little bit of growing pains. But even then, I still expect this team to come out week 1 and score 3+ touchdowns. And I think anything else would be a disappointment at this point. Look who's back.
For now.
Ace is back. Tell your friends. No.
Yeah, that's right.
Probably get DCMA'd if I continue down that path.
You know, real quick, whoever's on my Facebook reporting all my posts and stuff like that, like, you gotta stop. It's driving me nuts. Like, dude, I've posted like 5 things for like the last 4 days, and all of them have been flagged on my Facebook. And I'm like, what the hell?
I think it was one of the other USN guys. I think Mike or Joey's messing with you.
Yeah, they're fucking with me. I don't like that. Whatever. But no. I'm back. I heard a little bit of what you're talking about, the dynamic duo, all that stuff.
Yeah, just kind of reviewing the offense really at every level, Ace. I'm excited to see what this offense can do, and even more so the depth that we acquired across the offensive line, I think is really going to serve this team well down the stretch.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, you pick up a guy like Bates, who is definitely a starter caliber player. A lot of people would argue. I mean, injuries have plagued his career, but you know, there were some key acquisitions not to be overshadowed by the greatness that is staring everybody in the face in the bottom left corner, being Caleb Williams and Roma Dunze. So my question for you, Ace, if the Bears win their first 4 games straight, will you paint your fingernails to match Caleb Williams for game day?
Listen, I don't know if you know this about me or not, but I am a very comfortable man with some fingernail polish, baby. I'll paint my nails. I'll paint my toenails. If the Bears win their first 4 games, I'll paint my toenails. I'll paint my entire body if the Bears beat the Packers both times this year.
He said, lips pink, your girl love them.
I'll paint my lips pink. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's taking a little too far now.
Yeah.
But
it's all good.
Ultimately, man, like all the critics of Caleb Williams, all these guys that say he's too soft or he's not going to be able to perform at the NFL level because he's a crybaby, blah, blah, blah. The first time Caleb Williams throws for 4 touchdowns in a game, those people will be painting their fingernails.
Dude, listen. The stats that he needs to hit just to become the best rookie in Bears history, the bar is so absolutely low. There is almost, without an injury, there's almost 0 chance it doesn't happen.
So it's Eric Kramer that holds the record for most yards. It's either Eric Kramer or Shane Matthews, one of the two, holds the record for most passing yards in a season at like 38-36.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you look at Caleb Williams and this offensive powerhouse that we have at receiver. I was saying while you were recovering from your technical difficulties there that this definitely has to be the best offensive setup that we've had since Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, and Cutler and Forte.
Yeah, dude. Fantasy football ain't been the same since Matt Forte retired. Not for me. I won the championship 3 years in a row because of him. The moment he retires, I ain't even sniffed the top 2.
I'm going to be honest, I was too young to play fantasy football when Matt Forte was with the Bears, but
is that my age showing?
Your genius is showing. Where? No, ultimately, I was talking about DeAndre Swift, though, and he was a guy that I picked up in a couple fantasy leagues last year, and he was really dynamic. Out of the backfield, his ability to both run and catch are going to serve the Bears really well. And then, for whatever reason, you still have Khalil Herbert on this roster and Roschon Johnson. So the running back room is stacked, the wide receiver room is stacked, and you have the guy that everyone's calling a generational pick at quarterback at the helm. So if everything comes to fruition, the Bears, I'm going to say it right now, could win the division.
Could win the division. Before we have them win in the division, I think we should break down the games.
we should probably get into the schedule before I say they're going to win the division, but that's how confident I am right now, Ace. I'm confident enough to say they'll win the division before we even go and look at the schedule because I know what teams they're playing in the NFC North. So,
well, I mean, that's true. We do know the NFC North part of the schedule. They play them both. They play all 3 of them twice. So
all in the latter half of the year, but let's get into it.
Let's jump into it right now because I think the schedule is really weird.
So I'm bring this up real quick just so I can review, honestly, guys. Week 1 at the Tennessee Titans. That's a very winnable game, I would say, Ace.
Yeah.
Looking at Will Levis, the guy who is afraid
Mayo.
of...
That dude puts mayo in his coffee. You can't trust another human that puts mayonnaise.
He's afraid
in
of
coffee.
milk.
Yeah,
that was
weird.
That was a legitimate
And he
concern.
eats a banana with the peel on.
Okay, I hadn't heard
That's
that.
weird.
That's great, but
it's nuts.
That's not true. You need to fact check
okay.
that. There is
I'm gonna
no
fact
way.
check it right now.
Nobody
Levis,
eats bananas with the peel on.
banana peel. Look at first thing I even popped up here. Let's see. There is a video of this dude eating a banana with the peel.
That's some serial
That's some
killer
psychotic.
shit.
Yes, and he eats
that's
it
that's
sideways.
like eating a Subway sandwich from the side instead of long ways. Like, come on,
Yeah,
now.
man. I don't know. You put mayonnaise in your coffee, you eat banana with the peel on, like you automatically lose in my book.
But
So that's a
ultimately,
W.
Let's get back to the schedule. And
So what do you have the
Tennessee Titans? Are you going to track this, Ace, on your handy?
Yeah, I'm tracking.
There?
We tracked it last year. I'm tracking this year. Why wouldn't
All
I
right.
track? I'm a master tracker.
You get 2 columns, one for me, one for you, because I think
We
our
got it.
opinions may differ.
Ace,
All right.
Tarbill, we ready for this? I might have
right.
done that backwards, but I wasn't looking.
Either
so.
way, Week 1, Tennessee Titans, Chicago Bears opener. Ace,
I got that a W.
I've got that as a W as well.
That's right, because it's a home opener. Caleb Williams' first time at Soldier Field.
And look at Tennessee. I mean, Hollywood Brown's gone. Derrick Henry's gone. Who's left?
Nobody.
Ultimately. I mean, not... Let me put it this way, guys. I just talked for 15 minutes about how explosive the Bears offense is going to be. You can't cover everybody. You can't double team everybody. So,
and let's not forget the defense played really, really well towards the end of the year.
Defense was a top 10 defense the latter half of the year. So,
the Bears ended the season 5-3, and I don't think people really appreciate the fact that minus a couple
the improvement that happened there is the reason that Matt Eberflus still has a job.
Exactly. Yep. The defense is 100% why he still has a job.
So
week 2,
we got the Houston Texans on Sunday Night Football.
We talked about this before the show. They play the Texans in the Hall of Fame game, don't they?
Yes.
And then they play them week 2. So it's kind of like a feeling it out process. I don't think Caleb Williams plays in the Hall of Fame game, if I'm being honest.
Oh, he absolutely plays. He gets some snaps. Even if it's just a series and he goes and hands the ball off 3 times, people will lose their minds if he isn't at least.
I wouldn't play him at all. No, I'm just kidding.
I want to see him play Caleb Williams as much as possible in the preseason for the selfish fan in me. Well, even though it makes no sense because preseason doesn't matter.
No, but remember when Matt Nagy used to say that like Mitch didn't need to play in the preseason, and then Mitch looked like absolute booty cheeks during the season.
The first week.
Yeah. I'll let him play.
Don't forget, Mitchell Trubisky once had 6 touchdowns in one game.
Oh, man, I remember that too. People thought that was it. We were set.
Yeah, and
then 2 quarterbacks later, now we're here.
Right.
So Sunday Night Football. A big spot for Caleb Williams early on in the season. CJ Stroud, who was in the MVP conversation for quite some time last season.
Should have been Rookie of the Year, honestly.
Should have been. I think. And it's in Houston, right? Or it's in, yeah, I think so. Yes, it's in Houston. What is your prediction on this game?
I'm going to take this game as an L.
An L? Okay.
I think that CJ Stroud and Tank Dell, along with the other pieces that they have acquired during the offseason as well as in the draft, CJ Stroud's tough. He's a good kid. Great.
They got what? Stephon Diggs they got, right?
Yes. Stephon Diggs. He was really the acquisition that I was alluding to. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and think of another player, but they got Stephon Diggs. Tank Dell's a tank, quite literally. I think that
Solid
CJ
offensive
Stroud
line.
comes out and throws for. You know what? As I'm saying this, I'm thinking about how good our defense is going to be, and I don't know that I can rightfully say.
I can make a L a W, no problem.
No, I'm going to keep this one as an L. The
Okay.
analyst in me is going to say this is going to be a shootout, and we're going to look at a score of like 38-31, but ultimately the Bears lose a heartbreaker.
So remember 2 years ago when I sent that tweet about the Justin Fields breakout game, and then like he went on like a 5-game streak of just crushing it. This is going to be Caleb Williams' introduction to the NFL. Sunday Night Football, Week 2. I'm predicting the Bears win, and the Bears win in convincing fashion. I'm talking like 30 to 17. 30 to 17.
Ooh.
I'm going to give that a dub.
I don't think you can hold CJ Stroud to 17 points, no matter how good our defense is. That kid's an animal, but
we'll see.
We'll
I
see.
think it's a dub.
We shall see what happens. All right. So we have our first differing opinion of the show, Ace. Only 2 weeks in. I love it. I absolutely love it. So week 3.
Oh, this is easy.
Against the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. Our guy Joey will be at the game. We'll have to get him live for some coverage. Shout out to Joey. He was supposed to be here with us tonight.
Yeah, where is he? Thanks, Joe.
He's probably making tacos or
looking at Rhea Ripley pictures.
Well, I was gonna say making tacos or carnitas or something business.
More likely Rhea Ripley pictures, if I'm being honest.
Maybe he's at the gym. Who knows? But anyways, week 3 in Indianapolis. Grudge match game for Matt Eberflus against his old team. It's a dub. Do I need to say more? I don't think.
You think it's a dub?
I absolutely do.
Good, because so do I.
Who are you? I was gonna say, who are you afraid of on the Indianapolis Colts? Carson Wentz? Is Carson Wentz still? No,
it's Anthony Richardson.
Okay, Anthony Richardson did show flashes before the injury, but who knows? He might RG3 himself out of the league. And I'm going to say that only because fuck RG3 and his comments that he made about Caleb Williams not wanting to come to Chicago earlier in the offseason. But it doesn't matter because guess what, Robert? He's here. So.
Yeah, Robert.
You want to come on here and talk about it, RG? We can talk about it.
Robert Griffin. Rob. You don't even get Robert on this show. You get Griffin the third.
They got Gardner Minshew over there as well, right? The guy that doesn't take shit.
I think Gardner Minshew's in Las Vegas.
Number 2. Oh, is Minshew in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I think he's in Vegas. So it will be...
It will be Anthony Richardson, assuming he's healthy.
Wait. Are we on to week 4? We're still on the Colts game?
We're still on the Colts game.
Oh, did you watch the Colts game? Do you remember when Matt Nagy said that shit during the press conference at one time? When the Bears lost over a kick or something, and he's like, well, did you watch the Colts game? Other Bears fans will know what I'm talking about.
I do not. And as an avid Bears fan, I'm a little disappointed, but I hated Matt Nagy and mostly zoned out his press conferences. So
that's fair.
Week 4 at home against the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh,
Ace, you're up first.
Baby, let's just call that what it is. That's a dub.
That is a dub. Okay. So
that's what I got. I got old, aging Matthew Stafford. I don't see it.
Matthew Stafford plays with heart, man.
That's
you
cool.
His rookie year in Detroit when he dislocated his shoulder, went back in and threw a touchdown.
Oh, he plays with heart. Okay, cool. You know what the heart gets you? The heart gets you beat because you got Caleb Williams who's going to come in there and throw darts all over the field. Dub.
Okay. I'm going to say this is a W as well.
All right. So far we're
the devil's advocate.
So far I'm painting my nails if you're going off of my predictions.
So far you've got the Bears undefeated through 4 weeks.
I do. Yeah, a big turnaround from last year.
And I've got them at 3-1. So this is already not trending in the right direction for us because we're going to go through this, have this team at freaking
No.
16
Don't
wins.
we don't want to give it away yet.
And,
We still got more schedule to go through.
all right, let's go into it. The week 5 against the Carolina Panthers.
Oh,
Obviously,
DJ Moore comes home. Did you watch their schedule release video?
I did not. Was
okay,
it corny?
so it was very corny, and as a corny human being myself, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a back to school type of thing, and
I thought you meant the Panthers. Yes,
no, the Bears. So you watched where it was like they're going through like all the different games, and like DJ Moore's on a little Razor flip phone, and it goes, and sometimes your ex calls, and you don't answer the phone, and he hangs up the phone. That was genius, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I got the Bears winning this game, and I think DJ Moore goes in and just 130 plus yards that game with like 2 touchdowns.
So I agree. I was actually just gonna say we could skip past this game, excuse me, because obviously the Bears fleeced the Carolina Panthers.
Fleeced?
With the best draft trade in NFL history. I'm gonna die on that hill. I think that was the best draft day trade that's ever been made. Well, not draft day, but the best draft trade that's going to be made.
You're going to, if Caleb Williams lives up to what he's supposed to, you will look back in NFL history and be like, holy shit. The Bears fleeced the
we got Bryce Young, and me as an Alabama fan, Roll Tide, said that was not a good idea. I'm so glad.
You did say that.
I'm so glad that the Bears didn't end up with Bryce Young, but moving on, looking at week 6, guys, we travel abroad because the Bears did not want to be on Hard Knocks. So the Bears are forfeiting a home game and going to London because they didn't want to be on Hard Knocks.
I got some buddies that I podcast that I've joined their podcast, the Irish Bears Show. We should try to get them on for that game and see their thoughts on that because they're over there.
Well, I mean, that's the Irish Bears Show, Ace. They live in Ireland.
Well, yeah, but it's in that area. No, I don't think they live in Ireland. Do they?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I thought they just lived over in that area.
Oh.
Like I just thought it was catchy.
Shout out to the Irish Bears
because
Show,
they,
guys.
They all are. Like I'm Mexican. This isn't the Mexican Bears Show. You know, like I don't know.
Okay, well that's fair, but that is fair.
Wasn't trying to assume.
This is a Chicago show, and guess what?
Is. But I live in Wisconsin. So what's up?
I'm going to take a quote from our buddy Greg Braggs and say the region. You're still in the region, Ace.
Whatever, region. All right.
But no, ultimately,
the
week 6 against the Jacksonville Jaguars in London, United Kingdom, not Ireland.
That's what I meant.
The show, sorry. Trevor Lawrence, long hair, don't care Trev, against Caleb Williams. What do you got, Ace?
Like at some point I have to have them lose, right?
Yes.
And 8:30 in the morning London game for me. Seems like I'm probably going to sleep in that day. Caleb will probably be a little jet lagged.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him an L. I'm going to give him their first L.
All right. I'm going to give them
5-1. So, okay. Second one. All right.
I am going to say that they lose this game. Jet lag, fatigue, blah, blah, blah. Not an ideal situation to be playing on a modified soccer field. I think it's a heartbreaker. I think we're left devastated that the Jaguars beat us by a field goal. So now you've got the Bears at 5-1 through 6 weeks, Ace. I've got them at 4-2. And then we've got the bye week. Lots of time to rest after we get back, get our minds right to go face the the Washington Commanders. The football team, it's the Commanders now, right? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
We went from the Redskins to the football team to the Commanders. Week 7. Away against the Washington Commanders. What do you got, Ace? Sam Howell going to get it done for you?
Wait. The Commander. Sam Howell's not the quarterback of the Commanders anymore. Didn't they just draft a quarterback?
Probably. I don't know. I stopped paying attention after we drafted.
Who's the? Yeah, that's true. Who? The other guy. From Washington. Wasn't he picked the quarterback?
I don't know. Look it up.
Not Drake May. The other guy. Who was the other guy?
Jaden Daniels.
That's it. That's the one.
Okay.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels.
You're right.
I got the Bears winning this game.
I've got the Bears winning this game as well. I think.
Oh my God, I'm getting happy over here, Tarbill.
All right, so you are at 6-1 through week 8. I'm at 5-2 through week 8. We're turning out to be very meat-headed, just like we said we weren't going to be, Ace.
I don't think it's meat-headed. I think it's fair, unbiased, calculated choices.
Week 9 against the Illinois State Redbirds. I'm kidding. Week 9 against the Arizona Cardinals.
It's in Arizona.
It is in Arizona.
I think the Bears lose that game.
Okay. Give me a reason why.
That just seems like a game where, okay, you come in, you got back-to-back road games. You come in, you go to Arizona. I just feel like the Bears are going to have a letdown after.
Okay.
I just feel like it's a letdown situation for them,
Okay, I'm good with that. I will give them a loss as well.
You have no faith in this team. You know that?
My loss total to three losses on the year.
You got no faith. None. Zero faith. Just kidding.
Wait till we get to the latter half of the year. Don't tell me I have no faith. I will show you faith. Week 10 at home against the New England Patriots. That mayonnaise guy is the coach now. Bill Belichick's out. They're excited. They drafted
mayonnaise guy.
The guy's last name is Mayo. It wasn't that big of a stretch. We got our guy Foster in the chat. We did this on BCP. Ace, cards are trap game. I said the same exact thing.
This is why I love me and Foster. We're like this, man. Always. Dude is always on my radar when it comes to how we think about the Bears. And that's why I think we both enjoy each other's shows so much.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say we win against New England. I think that it's a no-brainer. An easy W. We show the world that we took the right quarterback in not taking another white quarterback that wears number 10 from North Carolina.
Oh,
and
God.
Going with Caleb Williams. I think this is an easy dub.
I got this as a beatdown dub as well. They come back after the loss and they say, let's make a point. We're back at home, so I think that's a safe bet. I think they're going to play well at home this year.
Our guy Foster, Pats are a dumpster fire. They absolutely are. All right, moving on. This is where it gets interesting, guys. So, as you've noticed, I'm sure as we bring this graphic in and off the screen.
It's annoying. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, that was not what I was going to say, Ace.
Oh, okay.
Week 11 is the first divisional game for the Chicago Bears this season.
Against the vaunted Green Bay Packers.
At home in Chicago. I think that this game is a W. I think the Bears come out strong. I think that Caleb Williams shows exactly who we know he will be by this point in the season and slaps it to Jordan Love. I think the Bears win this one. I am going to give a bold prediction right here, guys, before the season starts. I am going to say that the Bears win this game 34-10.
Oh, my God. All right. Oh, 34-10.
Not 34-10. I'm sorry.
I already wrote it down. We're there. You're stuck with 34-10. Right. It's hard to keep an NFL team at 10 points unless you were playing the Bears of old.
The 2018 Bears, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
I gotta get my meat.
No, I'm not done.
Oh,
I'm gonna say for that to happen,
okay,
2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble by the defense.
Right. I love. Oh,
put it on the books.
I want a pick 6. Jalen Johnson pick 6.
One of those interceptions is the pick 6.
I love it. I love that idea. I just love the concept of a good old fashioned welcome to the new
Chicago Bears beat down.
Right, the new division, the fire, the Bears. Like I'm feeling that's a dub, duh, and I'm thinking 110-6. No, I'm just kidding.
Get out of here!
I think it's going to be a little closer.
The 10 was
34-10.
Extreme.
I think I could see like a 38-27 type of game.
Okay, I like it. Either way, the Bears are winning. So, what does that have us at, Ace, for records here? Let's recap real quick. I'll let you count that up. And
so far at the Packer game, if they win, I would be 8-2, and you would be what, 7-3?
7-3. All right. Week 12 against the Minnesota Vikings in Chicago. JJ McCarthy and his noodle arm that cannot throw the ball more than 20 yards downfield accurately, looking like Tyson Bagent out there. Sorry, Tyson.
Don't disrespect Tyson Bagent, okay? I was at his very first start. Bears Raiders, I was there. I watched the magic.
The 161 yards that came at 5 yards per time, yes.
Yes, you're right. It was a very slow and grueling game to watch.
It was so magical. That's a game that if I was there, I would have fell asleep. I would have been drunk in the stands and fell asleep by
I had a pretty cool dude that was sitting next to me. I had no idea who he was, but he was totally into we were making bets and shit together, and I made a couple bucks on that game, and we were making fun of Josh McDaniels being pissed off. I think he got fired after that game, actually.
Oh, you could have linked up with Foster. He was at the Raiders game also.
Oh, wouldn't that have been funny if I was sitting
Foster, you'll have to let us know what games you and the BCP guys are planning to attend this season so we can meet up and have a beverage or something and talk some ball before the game.
Hell yeah.
Moving on. Week 12, Minnesota Vikings in Chicago. JJ McCarthy, noodle arm. What do you think, Ace?
Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing here? This is really a thing right now that we're questioning what I think is going to happen. Dub.
Okay.
And I think this is okay. Meathead fandom aside, I see this as a game where it's going to be a lot of defense in this game. The Vikings, they lost some pieces, but they also had a solid draft. JJ McCarthy, but you got Aaron Jones there. You still got Justin Jefferson. You got what's his name? The other wide receiver.
Madison.
Yeah. Alexander Madison, right? Is that his name? Jordan Addison.
Yes.
There it is.
Alexander Madison was the running back.
He was. I don't think he is anymore.
Now on the Packers.
No, I think he is on the Packers. But I got the Bears winning that game, but I think that's going to be a closer game, probably like 20-17 type of game.
Okay. I'm going to give the Bears a W on this game as well before I hand them a heartbreaking loss in Week 13. Week 13 in the Motor City against Detroit on Thanksgiving Day.
Wait, they really go Packers, Vikings, Lions 3 in a row? Packers, Vikings.
Yes.
That is a huge, huge stretch. Actually, the whole back half of the season is basically make or break for this
division
team, right?
Games and
right.
It's literally division games in San Francisco and Seattle. That is it.
It's all conference games except for the Patriots?
Except for San Francisco and Seattle.
No, that's all NFC.
It's all NFC games.
Yes, that's why I said conference. Yeah. Except for the Pats, right?
Yep, you're
So,
correct.
like, you can. That's dude. After the bye week is kind of scary. Really,
Brutal.
it is
So
brutal.
week 13 against Detroit, I think that
Don't
Jared
do it.
Goff is gonna come out and golf around on Thanksgiving Day and make me depressed and want to eat
No.
turkey sandwiches and fall asleep because
Oh, that's the early game, right?
the Bears are gonna lose. I'm gonna say 28-21 and fall to the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving.
I can't believe you just did that to me. How are you gonna ruin my Thanksgiving before it's even July?
Something always ends up messed up on Thanksgiving anyway, right? Like it never turns out how you want it to. I haven't had a good Thanksgiving in like 7 years, man. The Friendsgiving
Realistically, it would
better, but
like if I'm not being a meathead here for a second, 1 second. To beat the Vikings, the Packers, Vikings, and Lions 3 in a row, I feel like it's just a difficult task. There's a lot of emotion.
right,
in those
and you
games, right?
already said that they're gonna win the first two, so you have to give them a loss here.
Right, because you would think like especially the Packer game, the amount of like energy and hype they're gonna go to try to win that game. Damn it. All right, I got them losing to Detroit.
All right,
But I'll
you
have
got 'em
it.
losing to Detroit on Thanksgiving.
I'm going to have it be a 27-24 game.
Okay.
Field goal wins the game at the end. That's how I think.
So an extra point was missed on the Bears side because that's.
Oh wait. Let's do
No, it's fine. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Tarbill.
Week 14.
This guy. That's why I did the show solo for the last 2
Week
times.
14 in San Francisco, playing the 49ers. I am going to give the Bears a loss in this game.
A loss.
I think that San Francisco comes out and shuts us down defensively somehow. Their defense is outstanding. Brock Purdy, for being Mr. Irrelevant, sure is relevant now. I think he'll do just enough to get the win over our Chicago Bears. So that's back-to-back losses for the first time in the season, Ace.
That I'm gonna go with you on that. I think that's a loss. I don't think it's a bad thing to lose to the 49ers. We talked at the draft show. Teams that we felt were ahead of the Bears, and the 49ers were one of those teams. I just don't want you to look embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like we've had games like this as Bears fans where you play a good team and you're on the end of 38-14
against Kansas City last year where we got throttled.
Right, like a 45-17 game. I don't want that. Like
So what are we at? Count it up real quick, Ace.
all right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9-4 so far through the 49ers game.
For me or for
and
you?
You are 8-5.
Okay, so
I like my record a lot better than yours.
I'm at 8-5. I'm trying to keep it even keel here tonight, Ace.
Since when are we even keel?
Week 15 at
Is that Monday Night Football?
Soda on Monday Night Football.
I dig it.
I'm going to say the Bears win. They go to primetime. They set the stage. Once again, show that J.J. McCarthy has a noodle arm, and they get the dub.
All right.
I really hate J.J. McCarthy.
I know. I think they get the win, too, because I think a 3-game losing streak is a bad look for this team.
On the off chance that J.J. McCarthy's listening right now, I'm not sorry. So just throw that out. All right. So
I know there's a lot of people on Twitter right now, X, whatever it's called, watching. Let JJ know that Tarbill hates his guts. Okay.
Please do. I'll bring him on the show and talk to him about it. I don't care.
Go.
Week 16 against the Detroit Lions at home in Chi-Town.
Nice cold game.
Nice cold game, noon.
That's a game that I wouldn't mind being at.
It's going to be freezing. We're going to run the ball a lot with DeAndre Swift. I'm giving the Bears a W in that game.
Same. I got them winning that game.
All right. Last two games of the year, Ace, already. Week 17 against the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday Night Football.
Ugh.
What do you got?
Thursday Night Football. I got a W.
All right. You're going to give them a W at home. And then to finish
No,
off.
you didn't. What do you got them as?
Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I apologize. I am going to give the Bears the W in that game as well.
Okay. Oh, my God.
So, week 18 against the Green Bay Packers to close it out.
God, this is great.
Ace, before you answer this,
Yes.
total up our records and total up the division records for us real quick.
All right. I got this.
All right. So, as we say every year, guys, we're not going to get too carried away, and we're going to be even keeled with our Chicago Bears. And Ace is over here at 12-4 by the time he answers the next question. So,
all right, hold on. You got me laughing too much right now. I gotta calculate
guys,
all this madness right here. All right.
I think that our Chicago Bears are going to have a tremendous season. The stage is set for our Chicago Bears. Our guy Foster in the chat. Bears play 3 games in 10 days. Bad feeling about the Seahawks game. Our guy Foster has the Bears going 11-6. Foster, you're pretty much right in line with where I'm gonna land. I might be might end a game ahead of you, but
you are right now currently 11-5. I have them at 12-4. So I'm right on par with my predictions for last year, and I'm feeling pretty okay with it. Division now.
Division.
They're 4-2 because they beat the Vikings twice, the Packers once, the Lions once.
Okay.
So
week 18 against the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay could potentially
division
be a game for the division.
Oh God. Do you know how badly I hate the sound of that? Like really, truly. Like there's not many things in this world that I absolutely hate, but week 18 versus Green Bay for division.
Be for the division because Green Bay's. So we've got the Bears at 4-2 in the division, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you just said. So for the Packers to do better than that, they're going to lose to Detroit twice. The Packers are going to lose to Detroit twice. I have a gut feeling.
But this still means the Bears have to win. Something that they haven't done since, 2018?
So...
Right? I want them to win both games versus the Packers in 1 year.
I'm going to roll the dice, Ace. I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going with it. The Chicago Bears sweep the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, my God.
And catch the dub week 18
to
solidify the NFC North and become your NFC North champions.
So we got you 12-5 as your final record for the Chicago Bears team.
All right.
I also have the Bears winning against the Packers because if you know anything about me and you've watched this network for the 3 years and watched me before when I was with somebody else, you know Ace never picks the Packers to win anything. I don't care if it's meatheadish, if it's not meatheadish.
I mean, we haven't beat the Packers in 6 years. Yeah, it's a little meatheadish, but...
No. We got Caleb Williams.
But you know what?
I got them winning that game. So that brings...
Packers suck!
Packers do suck. That's not the end of the show, though. Don't go anywhere. I have the Bears at 13-4. I don't even know what I would do with myself if the Bears won 13 games.
Yourself? You're gonna buy tickets to the playoffs, and we're going on a trip. That's what
I'm buying Super Bowl tickets. Fuck it. They go 13-4 Super Bowl. There's no reason you can't win the Super Bowl.
If the Chicago Bears manage to win 12 to 13 games, does Caleb Williams win MVP?
Yes, I think so. Why wouldn't he?
Should.
4 games you lost in your rookie season. which, god damn it, I'm looking at now. And now, see, this is where we recap. Like, okay, now that the adrenaline's kind of worn off.
Go back through your list and tell me if there's any games that you would want to change. I'm gonna give you a chance now.
That I would want to change.
Are there any dubs you would like to take to an L? Is what I'm alluding to. I don't want you to make them a 14.
What if I want to take an L to a dub?
I mean, you can do
No,
whatever.
I'm not. I'm gonna stick with it.
This show's called Aces Wild. My
yeah,
name's
it's me.
not
I'm
even
the
a
wild
title,
one.
dog, so
I mean, I could do anything I want on this show because it's wild.
I'm just kidding. If you guys look down here in really tiny font, it does say with Ace and Tarbill, so I'm included.
Oh, it does say it right up there with Ace and Tarbill.
You got
too bad Tarbill's been gone for 2 weeks that I've done this show.
Tarbill's a busy guy, man.
I get it. It's all good.
Life happens. I'm
here
now.
Here. That's all that matters.
Cherish the fact that I'm here now.
I'm cherishing it. I'm loving it.
Because can't nobody ever do it like us. Ace.
I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. That's right. That's a Jay-Z for you.
Yeah, don't quote Jay-Z. That's cringy. He hangs out with he hangs out with that weird elitist group and stuff.
You're right.
Leave yeah.
All right, let's quote. Him and
Diddy are cool, so let's
I need a different quote then.
Stay away from Drake quotes too, please.
Yeah. Drake got bodied hard.
Yeah. Can we just stop and talk about that for a second? No.
Please we have all the time in the world. This is our show. Ours. See how I did that? Yours, mine, ours.
I appreciate that. So
Drake got bodied. This isn't
not
like
not only did he get like completely destroyed lyrically, he did what 2 to 3 year olds do when they get accused of doing something. You know, you ever ask your kid like, did you color on the table? And he's like, no, I didn't write with markers on the table. I didn't do that. Kendrick Lamar said he was a little pedo-y with Millie Bobby Brown or little pedo-y, and he came out and said, I didn't touch Millie Bobby Brown in a song. And it's like, well, nobody name dropped her, Drake. That's a little weird.
Yeah.
This
isn't like MGK, Eminem. I didn't
like Drake before, but I really, feel gross.
Yeah.
But he got bodied. Back to the Chicago Bears, because this is a Chicago sports network. We cover all Chicago sports, but this show in particular is our 2024 schedule release party. So Ace has the Chicago Bears winning 13 games. I've got them winning 12, guys. We said we weren't going to be meatheads. We played the clip for you of last year, and somehow we ended up a little meatheadish. Ace, do you got any games you want to change?
Fuck no, I'm good. 13-4. We're going to run this back at the end of the year. People are going to be like, damn, they underestimated this team. The Bears went undefeated. And we're like, oh, geez. And we thought we were meatheads.
So I hope the Bears do not go undefeated, because teams that go undefeated usually get knocked out in the first round. So, well, in their first playoff game.
You're right.
Like New England. So I would like to see. Okay. Going back to New England, that reminds me, can we talk a second about the atrocity that Fox Sports is putting in front of us? For those of you that don't know, Fox Sports cut Greg Olsen, former Chicago Bear tight end's salary by $8 million and put him on the B broadcasting team. So Tom Cheater fucking Brady can come out and be an NFL analyst. I'm okay with Brady coming out to be an analyst. That's cool. But Greg Olsen by far had the best analysis of anybody on Fox last season. And you're going to demote him to the B team. I'm not okay with that. And it's not just because he's a former Bear. I think his analysis of football is great.
I think he's good too.
It's just.
I think Tom Brady is going to be terrible in that role, and
Oh,
we're going to be
absolutely.
looking at it like Tony Romo, and like
He's going to be Chris Collinsworth, man.
it's going to be
And I
awful.
hate Chris Collinsworth. That's another person. Chris, if you're listening and you want to come on right now,
Just leave your weird son. Leave him. That guy's weird. You ever watch the broadcast and you just look at people?
Yes, I have.
Just looks at people.
You know who I love as a broadcaster is Tony Romo. I do think Tony Romo does a phenomenal job.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
The sarcasm? Okay, I just making sure. Because I was like, I don't recall you ever being a Tony Romo guy.
I am not a Tony Romo guy whatsoever.
That's what I thought. I mean, it's been a minute since you and I have done a show, so I had gotta.
No, my opinion about Tony Romo did not change in a couple weeks. That's for sure. But, man, you know what, Ace? I am looking forward to this season. I have not been more hyped for a Chicago Bears season to start, I think, in my life, honestly. Like, there was hype around the Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey years. Like, we knew they were going to be good together. But they were good, but they were never top tier, top shelf. And I feel like this offense with Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet, Keenan Allen, everybody, DJ Moore. There's so many guys on offense, I'm having a hard time naming them because this team is just so dynamic and going to do so well.
Velus Jones. Let's not
get the fuck out of here. He's going to be cut before the start of this. He better be cut before the start of the season. If that guy's still on the team, like if they cut Tyler Scott over Velus Jones, I will not be a happy man. We'll start doing letters with George on here like they do on ESPN.
I love those. I miss
that. Is great. Shout out to Jay Hood. That man is terrific.
If Jay Hood wants to come on and talk, we'll take Jay Hood too.
Yeah, we would love to have him jump on and talk wrestling with us, but that is a topic for another day, my friend.
We can talk Bears too. Or we can talk White Sox and how terrible they are.
You can leave me out for that one, Coach. Foster's got a question in the chat. What do you guys think of our interior offensive line? Foster, I did touch on this a little bit earlier in the show, but quick recap. I think that the Bears have a lot of depth pieces now on the offensive line. They have good reserves. The only thing that I'm a little concerned with is the center position. I really would have liked to see them get a center in the draft or a better center in free agency than the guy out of Buffalo. Bates, I believe is his name. I'm happy with where we're at year over year, but I think a top tier center would have really pushed that offensive line over the edge. But I think overall you have enough depth pieces, plug and play guys, and everything that the offensive line will be fine this upcoming season, pending a lot of injuries or, guys just don't gel or any major issues. I think the offensive line will be fine. What do you think, Ace?
Obviously, the limited draft capital really kind of put them in a spot where you weren't probably going to take a center in the draft because you traded away a pick for a guy.
Why not? You took a punter.
Hey, man. I don't know about that pick either. I don't know about that pick either.
So here's the thing. They say that sorry, I got to pull up Foster's comment here. Agreed, Tarbill. Tevin's health and my worry, depth is vastly improved. Yes, I think for this team to be successful down the stretch, Foster, Tevin Jenkins has to stay healthy. I'm right on that same wavelength with you. Back to the Torrey Taylor pick, Ace. You go out and pick up a guy in Torrey Taylor who is arguably the Australian Pat McAfee. Now, is he going to level guys like Pat McAfee did? I don't know. But you go out and get a guy who can arguably was the reason that Iowa won a lot of games last season, because it sure as hell wasn't for their offense. Iowa was very defensive heavy and they punted a lot. He pinned teams within the 15-yard line consistently with extreme accuracy. Huge upgrade over Trenton Gill. With that being said, I know Hightower came out and spoke and said that he knows that There were 3 other teams that would have taken Taylor off the board, and he wouldn't have been there in the 5th. Obviously, the Bears shock everybody and go back into the 5th and get a guy in Austin Booker who arguably could have gone as high as the 3rd and is a plus starter graded player with an evaluation of 7.5 out of 10 in the 5th round, which was a tremendous pickup by Ryan Poles. I'm just going to say it. Ryan Poles is the greatest general manager that the Chicago Bears have ever had.
All right. Let's settle down a little bit.
Okay. All right. Back up, Ace. Are you telling me Jerry Angelo was a better GM than
let's look at some of the guys he drafted.
Than Ryan Poles? I'm sorry. I almost said Pace.
I mean, Brian Urlacher was drafted. Charles Tillman was drafted. Devin Hester was drafted. Lance Briggs was drafted.
Okay.
That's a pretty great.
They also drafted a bunch of fucking nobodies.
Yeah, okay, but you also drafted a bunch of Hall of Famers.
We
have no idea if any of these guys are going to be Hall of Famers yet.
So,
Meathead Angelo obviously thinks Caleb Williams is already destined for
So I'm going to just say this.
Bowls.
I have nothing against Jerry Angelo.
I like his last name. It's cool.
But yeah, I don't want to even get into it. I was going to hate on Greg Gabriel a little bit, but that's for another day.
We don't hate here. Except for one. There's only one thing we hate on this show.
Packers suck.
The Packers.
That they do. I don't know, man. I think Ryan Poles is going to cement himself as the greatest general manager in the history of the Chicago Bears. If he's not there yet, 3-4 years from now, you'll be saying, "Man, Tarbill, you remember that show we did for the 2024 draft season, and you said Ryan Poles was the greatest general manager the Bears have ever had, and I laughed at you and said that Jerry Angelo was better." I was wrong, Tarbill. I'm sorry, and I admit that. And I'll say that was very big of you, Ace.
Dog, you can't give it to him yet.
This big of you segment has been brought to you by Blue Chew.
I like it. Let's get that Blue Chew subscription. Let's go. We could always use a sponsor, Blue Chew.
Hey, I mean they sponsor everybody, so
they do sponsor everybody.
You miss 100% of the shots.
That's right, 100%. Hashtag Blue Chew sponsor me. I don't know.
All right. I think that about covers it, Ace.
Drop the Packers suck thing. That means that's the end.
We are nearing an hour here, and we've talked about everything Chicago Bears we could talk about. We can sit here and talk about the Cubs, but I'm depressed after today's Cubs game, honestly.
Yeah, they got whooped.
The hitters can't hit. The bullpen sucks. Kyle Hendricks is done. He's trash. Toast needs to go to the bullpen.
Wasn't the bullpen shit last year? What's the old quote that those who fail to recognize history are doomed to repeat it, right?
Yes.
So you had a shitty bullpen. You didn't do anything to fix the shit that was in the bullpen. So now we're here.
We got some solid starters, though. But anyways, guys, we appreciate each and every one of you joining us. Please be sure to go like, subscribe, and follow the Undefeated Sports Network. We are on all major platforms. Follow Aces Wild CST on the major platforms, as well as Undefeated SN21. We are out there on X, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. We're everywhere. We have a Facebook group. Please be sure to go and join that. Support the guys. Give us a like. It is how you will make sure you don't miss any of the content that we're pumping out here at the Undefeated Sports Network, and also will allow the metrics to get our content out there for more people to hear and see. So
yeah, expose us to the world.
We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us. We will see you again next week right here on Aces Wild with Ace and Tarbill. Have a good night, everybody.